I'm a gym rat. I'm definitely a gym rat. I love the gym. When I'm done swimming, I will probably be a big weightlifter. It's one of my happy places. But for a few years now, I've been focusing way too much on like the weight I'm throwing around and not enough on like my times in the water. So I'm like my strength coach has been telling me this. He's like, you're strong. You're a very strong woman. Especially for like your weight and height, like you're a strong woman. You don't need to get stronger. You need to get faster. So now in the weight room, I've kind of stopped throwing around like heavy weights and, you know, like trying to PR all the time and do crazy stuff in the weight room. And we actually use these BFR. Have you heard of the BFR cups?
No,
The
talk
blood
to
flow
me.
restriction.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
Yeah. So we've been using those blood flow restriction cups recently, and I'm a huge fan of them because you don't have to lift. You don't have to lift as heavy, but it's still like from the lack of oxygen in the blood flow, you get to release that growth hormone, so you can recover faster from it. So I've been doing that, and I love that. And not being as exhausted and like drained from weights has allowed me to train a lot faster in the pool. And the other thing is just like, again, like with the like choosing when to go fast, like, you know, I was always trying to race people, and, you know, I had to empty my tank by the time the warm up was over, just trying to, you know, push myself even at the very beginning of practice. So now, like, I have very specific times in practice where I go fast. Like, warm up is to warm up, you know, slow. I'm usually the last person to finish warm up. Like, I take my time, figure out my technique, my stroke. And then when Matt says it's aerobic, I keep my heart rate at 150. And when he says to go fast, like, I'm going all out fast. And I don't think I used to do that last year. I think it was more so like I was in survival mode at practice. And now I think I'm much more in like attack mode, you know? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I like it a lot. I like the attitude, and I like the growth and just maturity of figuring out, like, look, when it's time to sprint, I've really got to sprint. I got to go.
Yeah.
And even just adjusting your weights, because I think it's important for women and for guys to get into the gym and attack the gym. I think that is important, but you don't want it to get to a point where it's all about the gym and it takes away from the swimming. There's got to be a balance where you are getting stronger. And you may go through a period of time initially where you're learning that stuff, and it's just going to affect the swimming no matter what. But I think you do have to adjust to a point where you can't kill yourself in the gym and then try to transfer that to the water and just be swimming terrible and expect to swim fast off that. So there has to be an adjustment period where the swimming comes back around to take precedent. So it's nice to hear you adjusting to that. But I'm a big believer too in the fact that, look, when it's time to go fast, you got to go fast. You can't be at 80%, or you can't be at 6 out of 10. In terms of rep count, you know, if your coach wants you to do that 5 times, you got to hit it 5 times. You can't be 2 or 3 times. I'm a big believer in, look, if I want you to go on this amount of time, you got to hit that. So it's nice to hear that growth in your sprinting and just your understanding of sprinting as well.